talk us through Rebound, because it's based on the bleep test.
Yeah.
It's just the mention of fills me with dread.
So the bleep test, you remember it when you did PE at school, the gap between the bleeps gets shorter and shorter, and you had to run back and forth. It was a nightmare. Well, it's a bit like that. Not so much of a nightmare, but the bar, as you saw there, does exactly the same. And what I loved about it was there was some great giant killing. So you got people who you didn't think were going to win. There was a great grandmother coming up later in the series who everybody wrote off, so they all picked her to take her on. And she was brilliant, and she beat people. It was one of those David and Goliath encounters.
Go, Granny,
David
go.
won, yeah, and you just were rooting for the granny.
A different role for you, because you were quizmaster. How was that?
So I go back to my house and I've got a wardrobe with a suit for Good Morning Britain, and I take the suit off, and then next to it there's a barber with boots, because I also work on Countryfile, BBC Countryfile, and then the quizmaster, I've got sort of the dress-down jacket, and so it's just this range of roles that I have to do. And the quizmaster one is great fun. It's really good, being the boss, being in control of the game, sort of geeing people on. We encourage a bit of fighting talk in the game as well. So you know, sort of trash talk before a boxing match. We do a bit of that, and because the contestants have seen
Don't
series
tell me
one,
the granny got involved in the trash
granny
talking.
because she didn't. People picked on her, and they were toppled, and it was just wonderful. It was just wonderful, you know, giant killings that we saw from this granny. But what we had was people seeing the first series and knowing how it worked, and then they came on and they were giving it all this, giving it all that, and then they walked away with their tail between their legs when they were beaten often.
And I guess it makes it easier, doesn't it, to get contestants? Right, we mentioned that you do Countryfile. You grew up on a farm. We're going to talk a bit more about that later on, but let's let the quizmaster become the quizzee.
That's not allowed.
Yes, it is. My rules. So we're going to play Lorraine Does Rebound.
Okay.
Here we go. Right. The first question, all of these are about things you'll find on a farm. So first question, go.
So
Any
I
second
can't
now.
see that.
Any second now.
That is a bar.
Oh, no, you're supposed to get it before it comes round.
I couldn't see where it was. I was looking down here.
That was the challenge. Right, next one.
Next one.
That's obvious.
Tractor.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I need all the clues. I'm useless at this.
Next one. I don't even know what the... I've never seen
hay barn. A hay bale. Hay bale.
Come
Hay bale.
on.
Oh my gosh, these are hard. A sheep.
Good.
My score. That's just, okay.
It's not time. Don't be competitive with yourself.
That is a...
straw.
I'm looking for animals, and you're giving me straw
Things
bales.
you find on a farm. Last one, redeem yourself.
This is embarrassing. This is... The quizmaster should never take on the quiz.
Yeah, 3 out of 6. I think it's fair to say you stay in those fancy dress-down jackets and be the quizmaster. I didn't realise you grew up on a farm. I spent a lot of your younger years on a farm.
I'm just sort of coming round to the fact that I was absolutely hopeless in that quiz. I think it's because you dimmed the lights. The pressure built.
Oh, don't make excuses. It's nothing to do with the lights, is it?
So
they don't say that on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
No, they don't. Now, I grew up on a farm. So my parents had a small holding and they bred pigs, strangely enough. My dad used to work in the city and they just decided, we really want to get out there and enjoy the country. So when I was about 13, they moved to a farm, a small holding, and they bred pigs. They had a couple of sows. And it was just an incredible upbringing. I think at the time I didn't realise how lucky I was, but actually being on a farm where you're actually breeding pigs, taking the pigs to market, having the pork, and we had some sheep. We didn't like sheep so much, but pigs are really clever animals.
No, same.
I'm not a fan of sheep.
Dairy cows.
Oh, dairy cows. So we didn't have dairy cows, but we had heifers and steers for beef. I think cows are a little bit dumb like sheep, but pigs are clever like dogs. And there's something really great about having them on a farm. You've
had a really varied upbringing and a really varied career. You seem to do all kinds of things, like you said, Countryfile one day, quizzes the next. But on Good Morning Britain, they get you doing all sorts. I think the highlight for me... You know what's coming. When they made... Yes!
Oh, don't.
They wanted you... What was going on? They wanted you to experience what it was like to be in labour?
So this is us doing a plank, so this is something different. That's us doing Tough Mum, so it's like a Tough Mudder experience of freezing cold water. I'm not sure if you're going to show the actual birthing experience thing. This is it.
There you go.
So that's my wife, and I was fitted up with a machine that simulated the birthing pains for a man. And I was told it was just like being hit in the goolies, but I can tell any bloke out there, this is the most painful thing you ever do. It was phenomenal. It was a bit like A Million Little People, hitting you in the tummy. And so you think all that pain around there, and then suddenly they're hitting you with a hammer, and then they're stabbing you. And the pain, you just almost wanted your tummy to be ripped out. It was unbelievable.
Oh, you don't have to tell me, Sean. You don't have to
did it a
tell
year
me.
ago, didn't you? Literally, afterwards, I was praying, I was thanking the Lord, I'm a man. I genuinely cannot tell you how painful it was.
I think that is an experience that all men should go through. Let's just make sure that happens. Sean, good luck. Rebound is on this afternoon. We'll be tuning in. You keep your role as Quizmaster. I think it's probably best to say.
Don't I?
If you'd like to see even more great guests, then click here. There are plenty more fantastic interviews to come, so make sure that you subscribe.